Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. And in the previous video we talked about joins. So in this video I will talk about the keep, which is similar to join, but what it does is like join. So what join does is it combines both the tables and create just one single table, whereas keep basically keeps the tables separate but make a join based on what keep statement you are specifying. So for example, if you want that all of these return orders should be part of this table, but this return table should also be there maybe for some other analytics purpose, then in that case, instead of join, you should use keep. So let me show you what I meant by that. So I have join right now. So let me save and load the data. So app is saved and everything is done. I'm click close. So if I see it over here in the data model viewer, you will let me just get it there. Right, so here you have only two tables. So we have orders table and we have this returns table. So what it has done is it has created an outer join, and whatever the first table name was there, it has capped that table name, right? So if I go back into the data load editor and click OK for now, here you will see that we have returns table and we have orders table as well as this sheet 1 table that is there. But in the data model viewer you just have two tables, and the return table is combined with the orders table, right? So over here are all the fields related to the order tables. So but if you see keep, so let me go ahead and apply the keep, which is same as join. So you can have left keep, right keep, all those different things which I explained about the join in the last video. So if I just say keep, right, you can have keep table name like I mentioned. If there is any other table other than the previous one, then you need to specify the table name, otherwise leave it as it is keep. So what it will do is it will create again outer join, but it will keep the two tables different. So let me save and load that and click on close. Now let me go into the data model viewer and it should show us three tables. Yeah, synthetic table is something which we are not counting because that's a different thing. Now as you can see, we have returns, right? We have orders and we have the sheet 1, the three different tables. That's basically the differences. In a nutshell, let me go into the data load editor. So in a nutshell, join basically combine two tables and create one single resultant table, but keep lets you not only join the table but keep the tables separate as well, in case if you need those tables for some other analytics or data modeling or any other purpose. So that's a very interesting feature. Initially it will take some time for you to digest, but I guess if you will encounter a situation where you need this kind of functionality, I think that's kind of a boon in this case, and pretty interesting as well. So that's pretty much about it in this video, and I will meet in the new video with a new topic. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the peek function. So what peek is, it's basically a functionality or a function. Let me write it, peek, and as you can see it takes the field name and row number and the table name to to that field or to that tables field which is already in memory. So for example, if I, let's say, wanted to access the row ID, then it's okay. Or let's say if I want to access maybe customer name, let's say for example, or maybe shipping cost, then I can use the something like peak, and then the field name I will take shipping cost over here, comma, and then the what I want to access first value of the shipping cost, then I will specify 0. If I want to access the second row, then 1, and third row, then 2, and fourth row, then 3, so on and so forth. So what it basically indicates is if you want to specify these numbers, they will access their specific cell value in that particular field. All right, but if you say -1, it will be the last value, or -2 second last value, -3 third last value. So once you specify, let's say I say 0, and I need to provide as is basically I need to give this field some name, right? So let's say first shipping value, just I'm creating a name. So then the question comes, where would I use that? Well, there are many situations in which it can be really useful. For example, if you have the data in which is in a particular order, so yeah, for example, I have stock data for you, right? Let's say you are interested in knowing what was the difference between the final close price than the first close price. Then in Qlik Sense, here it will not work for sure, but you will basically use the peak function to basically access the last value. So you will say peak adjusted close, comma, -1. What output it will give you is this value. It will not work in this case for sure, because we are in Excel. But if you apply this formula, peak adjusted close -1, it will give you 1523. And if you say minus adjusted close, right, then it will 1523 minus 1442 for this particular row will give you the output, right? So this is basically an idea behind the peak. Or if you say peak 0 adjusted close, comma 0 minus adjusted close, guess what? It will be the output. You can pause the video for a minute and come back. So hopefully I think you have got the answer. It will be 0 because 0 indicates the first row, the value from the first row of this column. So this will be 1442.83 minus 1440.83, it will be 0. And in the next cell, it will be 1442 minus 1416. In the third cell here, 1442 minus 1350. So this kind of thing, this kind of operation we have to do in a lot of cases, like we are looking at the performance of a forecast by freezing of one particular day or the last day, or in case of head count or attrition, we want to get a final count. Then we are considering what the final count is, removing the attrition and adding the new hire. All that sort of different combination is something which you need to do, and peak can come really handy in that case. So I just wanted to give you an idea by giving you this example and those different scenarios in which it can be really useful. So I will say go ahead, apply it. As you can see here in scripting, there is no issue. If I click on save and load the data finally, it will be loaded without any issue. And if I go to my data model viewer, I will see this newly created field for me, which I can use then in the front end. So if I say over here, let me drag a little bit more. I am having a bit of a difficulty, but yeah, think So first shipping value, I don't know whether you can see it. Yeah, let me expand it a little bit. I think now it should be fine. First shipping value is something, now it is part of my data model or my data. I can go ahead and use it. So this is the concept I just wanted to tell you. Go ahead, use it. Find any issue, let me know in your comments, and hopefully I will be able to answer your query. So that's pretty much it, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the peek function. So what peek is, it's basically a functionality or a function. Let me write it, peek, and as you can see it takes the field name and row number and the table name to that field or to that table's field which is already in memory. So for example, if I, let's say, wanted to access the row ID, then it's okay. Or let's say if I want to access maybe customer name, let's say for example, or maybe shipping cost, then I can use the something like peek, and then the field name I will take shipping cost over here, comma, and then the what I want to access first value of the shipping cost, then I will specify 0. If I want to access the second row, then 1, and third row, then 2, and fourth row, then 3, so on and so forth. So what it basically indicates is if you want to specify these numbers, they will access their specific cell value in that particular field. All right, but if you say -1, it will be the last value, or -2 second last value, -3 third last value. So once you specify, let's say I say 0, and I need to provide as is basically I need to give this field some name, right? So let's say first shipping value, just I'm creating a name. So then the question comes, where would I use that? Well, there are many situations in which it can be really useful. For example, if you have the data in which is in a particular order, so yeah, for example, I have stock data for you, right? Let's say you are interested in knowing what was the difference between the final close price than the first close price. Then in Qlik Sense, here it will not work for sure, but you will basically use the peek function to basically access the last value. So you will say peek adjusted close, comma, -1. What output it will give you is this value. It will not work in this case for sure, because we are in Excel. But if you apply this formula, peek adjusted close -1, it will give you 1523. And if you say minus adjusted close, right, then it will 1523 minus 1442 for this particular row will give you the output, right? So this is basically an idea behind the peek. Or if you say peek 0 adjusted close, comma 0 minus adjusted close, guess what? It will be the output. You can pause the video for a minute and come back. So hopefully I think you have got the answer. It will be 0 because 0 indicates the first row, the value from the first row of this column. So this will be 1442.83 minus 1440.83, it will be 0. And in the next cell it will be 1442 minus 1416. In the third cell here, 1442 minus 1350. So this kind of thing, this kind of operation we have to do in a lot of cases, like we are looking at the performance of a forecast by phrasing of one particular day or the last day, or in case of headcount or attrition, we want to get a final count. then we are considering what the final count is, removing the attrition and adding the new hire. All that sort of different combination is something which you need to do, and peak can come really handy in that case. So I just wanted to give you an idea by giving you this example and those different scenarios in which it can be really useful. So I will say go ahead, apply it. As you can see here in scripting, there is no issue. If I click on save and load the data, finally it will be loaded without any issue. And if I go to my data model viewer, I will see this newly created field for me, which I can use then in the front end. So if I say over here, let me drag a little bit more. I am having a bit of a difficulty, but yeah, I think so. First shipping value, I don't know whether you can see it. Yeah, let me expand it a little bit. I think now it should be fine. First shipping value is something, now it is part of my data model or my data. I can go ahead and use it. So this is the concept I just wanted to tell you. Go ahead, use it. Find any issue, let me know in your comments, and hopefully I will be able to answer your query. So that's pretty much it, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the explanation of previous function. So if you remember from the previous video, we discussed about the peak function, which is helpful in fixing up a value of a particular row from the data set. So we looked at the shipping cost and we fixed the first value by taking the 0 as first parameter. Now if you have a requirement that you want to pick up the previously loaded value, so for example, if 100 rows are loaded, 100 rows are loaded, then you want to pick up the 99, and if 101 row is coming, then you want to pick up 100th one, then you can use the previous. So let me show you previous. As I type the previous, as you can see here, it shows a quick explanation that previous finds the value of expression using data from the previous input record that has not been discarded because of where clause. That means it will look at the row for the previous row for that particular value that we based on which we specified the field, and give you back that value. So if I say previous and I say shipping cost as previous underscore shipping, so what I'm doing is just creating a new field name, right, and put a comma. So what it is doing, it is just storing the last shipping cost value. Now in many scenarios where you need to do the comparison with the last field value, in such cases you need to transform the data in such a way that you are picking up the previous value. Now what happens if you need to pick up you need to go 2 times back, right? Well, in that case what you need to do is simply previous of previous, right? So now you are basically going 2 steps back. Now I hope I have given you a basic idea that if what will happen when you will have 3 previous over here. So this way you can basically look up you can go as many step back as you want and get the output as per your need. So once you are done, hit the save, click load data, everything is fine. So if I just close it and go to app overview, and let me just see if all the results are, so it has stopped working. So let me pause my video and restart this again. Alright, here I am back with as I've reopened the application and I'm in the data model viewer, and as you can see, previous shipping value is over here, which is actually going to step back. So let's go to the app overview and see it in action. Alright, let's go into the sheet. Let's go into the edit mode. Let me remove this for a moment, and let's take a simple table for the evaluation purpose. So what we will first enter is the shipping cost, right? And we will add another column of dimension previous shipping cost. All right, so here is basically the information is, as you can see, it is ordered. It's in a way that it is sorted. That's why you are not able to see the relevance over here. Let me see in the done. No, it is sorted. So if I go ahead and sort numerically, if I remove that, and here remove the sorting, sort numerically, sort alphabetically, currently sorting the load order, and here also. So right now, this in case of both currently sorting in the load order, currently sorting in the load order, let's see, done. Still I see that it is basically showing me that ordering is something which is not mentioned here. So let me try to go into the data model viewer to quickly see these changes and verify if everything is coming fine. So here I am, and let me click over here to show the preview. I'll just select the table. Alright, and here it should show us the shipping cost. Here is our first shipping cost, the keep function, and here is our previous shipping cost. So in this third row, it's basically going to do step back and giving you the 35. Similarly, here in this row, it is giving you 68.02. So our previous is working fine. So that's pretty much it about the previous function. I think we are able to evaluate our result, and I hope this has helped you understand the functionality. And I'll meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. And in this video, I will show you the where clause, which is helpful in the scripting of Qlik Sense. So for this example, I will choose a very simple value, which is year related to order ID. So for example, if I go in edit and go to the fields, we have something order date. And if I show you the years by just placing it over here, you have 4 years, 2009, 10, 11 and 12. So what we will do is we will try to limit the data for the 2012, and then we will see how we can get the data only for 2011 and 2012, as well as something like value where year is greater than 2010. That means 2010, 11 and 12. So just to give you a demonstration about how you can use where clause effectively within Qlik Sense. Alright, so for that, let's click on done and go over here, data load editor. Let me save the changes, data load editor, and here if you see in this auto generated section, I am currently using only orders table from the Excel sheet which I have, and over here after the final statement or this parenthesis and before the semicolon, in between of that I'll create a space and say where. As soon as I write WHE, you can see where is coming, and on the right hand side it is showing you the entire statement, like along with load what are all the different keywords like where, group by, order by, all of that you can use. So let's use the where, and I want to access the order date and from the order date I want to access the year part. So here the year function is what we have inbuilt a function, and I can specify order date, and after order date I need to specify the operator which is equals to, and let's say 2012, because that's our first condition that we want to load the data for 2012. So before that I'll click save and load the data, and here we have 2102 rows. And if you remember from previous videos, when we have loaded the data, there were some 8000 odd rows that were there. So let's click close and let's go to the front end in the app overview, and let me click on this app. I guess that's what it is. And if you see right now, the value which is coming is 2012 because of the where clause. Now let's try to see the value for both 2011 and 2012, and then after we will see how we can use other operator to get more values. So here where year is equals to order date 2012, and I will write or in this case, or year order date equals to 2011. Now here I am not writing and. If you would have observed that I had said earlier that we want 2012 and 2011. In normal English, when you speak, you just say that and, but in here in technical specification, if you write and, then nothing will come up. So let me show you, and I will give you the reasoning why it is the case. So I'm writing and over here, I'm clicking save, load the data, and line fetched 0. The reason being is this, that here and indicates that hey, give me all those rows where within this dimension the value is 2012 as well as 2011, which is not a case, because either you can have 2011 or 2012. So from that perspective, since the cell value, if I talk in the MS Excel terms, in the order date column you can either have 2012 or 2012, 11 or 12 or 9 or 8, but you cannot have something like 2012 as well as 2011, right? Doesn't make any sense. So that's why we need to write or in this case, and I will save it and load the data. Now you see 4000 rows has come. Earlier it was some 2000 odd rows. So let me click close and go over to app overview, and here I will access the same tutorial. So over here now you see 2011 and 12. So far so good. Let's try something else, and let me go to the data load editor and let me show you something where we can say that hey, give me the data where year is greater than or equals to 2010, and when we are saying that, that means it will get 2010, 11 and 12, and it is just a matter of changing the operator greater than equals to. I believe I'm right over here. Let me click save and load the data. So 2102. So that's not what I was expecting. Okay, so I need to change this 2010. Save. Load. 6246. Right, that sounds like a right number. Earlier for 11 and 12 there were some 4000 odd rows. So now if I go and quickly check, because checking is what we have to do to make sure that whatever logic we are inputting over here is something which is coming and satisfying your needs. So here you can see in just one statement, just changing the operator, I can get all of those rows. Finally, I will show you the example of and as well, because I know you may be curious about, okay, if you have used or, where will I use the and? Because for a beginner, you know, including me, I used to have these kind of challenges to understand from the practical, where is the practical example? Why would I use and? So you would use and in cases where, let's say for example, you want the data where year is greater than or equals to 2010. That means you need all the 3 years data, as well as you need data only for customer segment corporate. So in that case you need to put and. I hope you got the idea. Customer segment equals to corporate. Right, let's click save and let's load the data. So what it is basically saying that give me only those rows which is where the year is greater than or equals to 2012 and customer segment is corporate. So only for corporate customer segment give me 2011, 10, 11 and 12 data. In such cases you would use and when you have those kind of conditions. So data manager overview, and let's try to drag the customer segment in the front end, and let's try to see what kind of value we are getting. Drop item here, corporate. If you see, for all 2010, 11 and 12 you are only getting the corporate. So this is about how you can so if I go to script editor, data label editor, I'm not worried about changes. So this is about how you can use the where clause in the multiple settings where you just want the data from one field or from the multiple field, and it can even go beyond this because when you are actually using it in your normal business scenarios, you will see that there are a lot of different conditions based on which you may need to filter the data, and sometimes you may even need to group the condition. So something like in one segment this entire condition, and then in another segment a different condition. So it's a bit complex and advanced thing. So right now I'm not explaining that, but just giving you an idea that this is just a start. And as you can see that with the and, or, and the grouping of conditions which we group it with the help of the parenthesis, we can further extend and say that different kind of conditions based on which we want to filter the data. So that's about how you can use the where condition within the Qlik Sense data editor and load the data based on your business needs. Well, that's pretty much it, and I will meet you in the new video, the new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the implementation of resident load. So this is from the perspective of beginners who have not had any experience in using the resident load and want to understand what the resident load is. So resident load is a feature within Qlik Sense data modeling or data editor to basically load previously loaded table after customizing it. Or for example, from this table orders, let's say you just want to access some of the columns for your data modeling needs or the needs of your dashboard. For example, you just need the order ID and probably the ship date and probably the sales, just for some other specific analysis that you want to do, or with other table which has these relevant fields. So in such cases you can create the table. You don't have to import the table again and again, so that Qlik Sense don't have to create a connection for you, and the loading is also pretty quick because the data is already inside the Qlik Sense. So how you can do that is, first of all, specifying the table name, order ship sales. I'm just giving the name of the field, if you can see, order ship sales. And now I'm saying load, and after the load, let's follow the same indentation that is over here, and I want order date, and let me change the name as order underscore date so that I am not joining the table with this table. In such cases, I can just change the name and it will not be a default join. After that, I need ship date, ship, yep, as ship underscore date, and then I want sales as order ship sales. After that, I need to specify resident. That basically indicates that it's a resident table. That means table already inside the Qlik Sense. And what is the name of the table? So that's the name. I'll just take this, copy this, and paste it over here, and put a semicolon, and everything is fine. So if I click on save and load the data, it has started loading the data. It has created, as you can see, the tables and everything is fine. And if I go into data model viewer and try to see the table, I will see the two tables and there is no connection, if you see. Now if I just increase it a little bit, here is the table, and if I see some data, I'll just click over here, and as you can see, it has order date, ship date, and the relevant sales information. So that's a very basic use case of how you would use the resident table. But there are many use cases which I would show you in the future videos, where in many cases we need to create an aggregated table and from the base table. And in such cases as well, you can use this, as well as aggregation and sorting and a lot of different stuff which you would do with the data when you are playing and massaging the data as per your dashboards or reports need. You would a lot of time use the resident table. So that's about a basic example of how would you use the resident table. And I will meet you in a new video explaining again the resident table, but in a different way. Hi there, welcome back to the next video. And in this video I will show you the exist function, which initially is a little difficult to understand about what's its usage and how to configure that. But with this one example which I have, the basic data is about some approved projects. Let's say there is a project management organization within your company that has the authority to approve the projects. And here is the list of all the projects that have been submitted, right? So if you have a scenario where, let's say you don't want to join these two tables, these two tables are present to you, and but you want to create a resulting table based on what projects have been approved. You want to fetch the information from here, from the main table. For example, apart from project name, if you see, there is ID, there is cost and other thing. So you can, in such scenarios, you can utilize the exist functions, which basically allows you to look up table like this, and you can create first of all the resident table from this one, and to fetch all of the fields, and then make sure that using the exist function along with where clause, you can only get the data, or you are only getting the data which is in the first table or the table which have been previously loaded. All right, so over here I have the script already written for you, and here it is. So one is approved project, then we have all the projects, then finally we will say a resulting table which is active projects, and we are saying that project, as you can see, project is coming from here. As we can see, we are taking resident as the project table just to get the information, that project and cost. If you want any other relevant information like ID or anything, you can get it. And then we are using where, first of all, to restrict the data, and then exist After that, we are saying that we want only those projects which are available in the project name or in the approved project name. So p underscore name, as you can see, there is no join or nothing that we are making, but we are looking up the p underscore name for all of the values that we have in the project and then fetching the information only for those projects which are under approved project. So bit confusing when you start with, but a very useful function to fetch the information, to look up the values in cases where you want to restrict the data based on condition like these. So let's click on save and load the data. So ideally our active project sheet should show us the project and cost from this table, and only for those projects which have been approved, that means account and marketing. So let's see our active project sheet, that it should have only account and marketing project information. So we are going into data model viewer, and there we will look at the active projects. So here it is active projects, and if I click over here, you can see that we are only getting the account and marketing which are under approved projects, account and marketing and their respective manager, department manager. So that's the very basic view or the basic example I wanted to show you, because generally even I got confused when I was trying to understand this. So I think that it is confusing based on how its configuration is and how its relation is between multiple tables and the kind of scenario in which you would use it. But I hope I have tried to simplify it for you, and probably you got the idea about when you need to use it, and maybe in your scenarios you will be able to use it. So that's pretty much it for this video, and I'll meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video. And in this video I will show you the exist function, which initially is a little difficult to understand about what's its usage and how to configure that. But with this one example which I have, the basic data is about some approved projects. Let's say there is a project management organization within your company that has the authority to approve the projects. And here is the list of all the projects that have been submitted, right? So if you have a scenario where let's say you don't want to join these two tables, these two tables are present to you, and but you want to create a resulting table based on what projects have been approved. You want to fetch the information from here, from the main table. For example, apart from project name, if you see, there is ID, there is cost and other thing. So you can, in such scenarios, you can utilize the exist functions, which basically allows you to look up table like this, and you can create first of all the resident table from this one, and to fetch all of the fields, and then make sure that using the exist function along with where clause, you can only get the data, or you are only getting the data which is in the first table or the table which have been previously loaded. All right, so over here I have the script already written for you, and here it is. So one is approved project, then we have all the projects, then finally we will say a resulting table which is active projects, and we are saying that project, as you can see, project is coming from here. As we can see, we are taking resident as the project table just to get the information, that project and cost. If you want any other relevant information like ID or anything, you can get it. And then we are using where, first of all, to restrict the data, and then exist. After that, we are saying that we want only those projects which are available in the project name or in the approved project name. So p underscore name, as you can see, there is no join or nothing that we are making, but we are looking up the p underscore name for all of the values that we have in the project, and then fetching the information only for those projects which are under approved project. So bit confusing when you start with, but a very useful function to fetch the information, to look up the values in cases where you want to restrict the data based on condition like these. So let's click on save and load the data. So ideally our active project sheet should show us the project and cost from this table, and only for those projects which have been approved, that means account and marketing. So let's see our active project sheet, that it should have only account and marketing project information. So we are going into data model viewer, and there we will look at the active projects. So here it is active projects, and if I click over here, you can see that we are only getting the account and marketing which are under approved projects, account and marketing and their respective manager, department manager. So that's the very basic view, or the basic example I wanted to show you, because generally even I got confused when I was trying to understand this. So I think that it is confusing based on how its configuration is and how its relation is between multiple tables and the kind of scenario in which you would use it. But I hope I have tried to simplify it for you, and probably you got the idea about when you need to use it, and maybe in your scenarios you will be able to use it. So that's pretty much it for this video, and I'll meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the functioning of concat keyword. So what it does is basically, as per the name, it concatenate, or it's basically append one table below to another table. So how it can be useful, or in scenarios in which it can be useful, things like every month you are getting the new data that you need to append. So instead of copying and pasting and those kind of things, you can simply use append, the concatenate functionality, and concatenate those two tables. As well as scenarios like where I have seen, for example, you have a budget file and the forecast file that has the same level of data granularity. Then in that case you can tag the budget file as the budget in one field and forecast in forecast, and you can concatenate those two tables in cases where some of the columns probably not matching, but most of the columns are matching, and you want to create just one table. So basically, after creating those tagging and creating a new field to indicate what is sales data and what is forecast data, after making that tagging, you can concatenate that. So those kind of scenarios which I have seen, but idea is that you want to basically not join but concatenate. That means append one table's data below to another table. So for that, what I have done is, let me go here in this sheet. Sales is the data which I have been using, and I provided the link in my earlier videos about this data. What it has is the 2009, 10, 11 and 12 data, and for this example I have just created another sheet of 2009 data, and as you can see, it only has data for 2009 and not for other years, and rest of the orders are here, this sheet 2010, 11 and 12. In this case, basically, let's say 2009 is something, there were maybe data issues, or maybe for our analysis reasons we have not been including it, but now we need to include that. So how we can use the concatenate in scenarios like this, and basically append one table below to another. So for that, what I'll do is I will just comment out the entire piece which I have done so far up until here. Over here is the option for commenting. So yeah, that's kind of another topic, but I covered it here. So once it is done, then what I'll do is, first of all, click save, and over here I will first of all need to create a data connection. So for that, let me click it over here, and over here select data. Desktop, I have sales data if I'm not wrong. Over here, PQRS sales, select, and as you can see it has sheet 1 order, rest of the orders 2009 orders. So first of all I will take rest of the orders, the main data which we have been using. I'll just insert the script and I will use is orders, that's it. And over here I will again have to go here, select the sales, and this time I will uncheck this and check this, which is 2009 orders, right, and insert it. So now this is just 2009 script, and over here I will simply use concatenate. That's it. And as you can see, it has two options. First is the normal concatenate, second is concatenate and specify the table name. The basic difference is this, that if you want to concatenate the current table, that means this 2009 orders table, with the immediate previous table, then you don't have to specify the table name, because it will just go ahead and concatenate it with the previous table. But let's say if you have a table which you have loaded pretty early or maybe in some other section, then in that case you need to specify the table name. So here in this case, since we are just concatenating it with the previous table, so I will just go ahead and click over here and click the save and load the data. That's it. That's what I need to do, and everything is fine. It has fetched overall 8399 rows, and if I see in the front end, I will just get one table, which is orders. Earlier, if I would have not done that, it would have created two different tables and probably a synthetic table as well. So in cases where you need to remove the synthetic key, though I have not covered the topic, but probably those who are coming from the Qlik Sense, Qlik View background may be aware about this. Then in scenarios where you need to avoid synthetic key, we also use concatenation of tables. So yeah, that's about one thing or another use of concatenate keyword or the concatenate functionality. So that's pretty much it about concatenate functionality, and I will meet you in the new video, the new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will explain about the QVD file. So this will be a theoretical concept about the QVD file, just to understand what is a QVD file, and then we will see how we use it or why we use it. So how we use it, I will cover it up in different video in terms of scripting and all, how to use it, how to create it and all of that. But for now, let us understand what is a QVD file. So first of all, QVD file is a Qlik View document format. So it's a file very specific for the Qlik View or the Qlik Sense to basically export the data or the model or import the data in a very quick fashion. So let's see some of the things related to it. So QVD file, as I mentioned, it is basically related to the Qlik View and Qlik Sense. So it is a compressed data format file for Qlik View and Qlik Sense. In the backend, it is an XML file, and it is useful for the data or the data model export and quick load of the data. So let's see these points one by one and try to understand a little bit about it. So first thing is, it is compressed data format for Qlik View or Qlik Sense. When you actually create the QVD file, and by the way, you can create the Qlik View or this QVD file only inside it from the Qlik View or Qlik Sense. So there is a command from which you can create it. So when you create the QVD file, let's say for the use in some other application, because most of the time it happens that one data is being used in different applications. So it basically helps you reducing the effort. Let's say if some developer has already made an effort and created a good Qlik view or the Qlik Sense file, then you can actually take the backend data out in the form of the Qlik view document format and load it in a separate application which you are creating. Now the benefit is that because it is a compressed data, and what Qlik basically commits that it can compress the data up to 90%. And one of the reasons that it can compress the data up to 80 or 90% is because of its structure. Because in the backend, as I mentioned over here, in the backend, it is an XML file. So I will show you the XML file structure in a couple of minutes. But that's one of the reasons why it can compress the data to a large extent. Maybe there is some other algorithms, but I feel that this is one of the major reason why the data is compressed up to 80 or 90%. Now after that, it is useful, as I said, for data or data model export. Let's say there is a huge data, millions of rows, and if you are connecting to a data source, then it may be taking 3 to 4, 5 minutes, or even maybe half an hour, who knows, based on how fast the network speed is, how responsive the database is, and all of that factors. Now if you, let's say, export it from the main data set and created a QED out of it so that other users can use it, they will not going to spend that much time, because QED just takes a couple of seconds to basically load the millions of rows within the Qlik Sense or the Qlik view, and you can use it in a very fast and easy to use fashion. Now apart from using it, you have the need that you want to export the data, let's say for the use in some other application, then also you can do that. Well, with that, I will just stop here, just to give you, I've given you the quick idea about QED. Now, if somebody will ask you, you will always be able to explain with the help of these points that what is QED, what is the full form and everything. So now let's see the Qlik Sense or the Qlik view document format XML structure. So let me go to this QED. And here I have a lot of different QEDs, but one of the QED is customers QED. So let me right click and say open with, and let me open it with the WordPad. And if I expand it to you, you will see that there is a version like what is a version, and then it's a QED table header. If you are aware, or if you have seen the XML coding, you will be able to figure it out very quickly. So that's basically in the backend an XML file, and I feel that it is one of those reasons that it is able to reduce the data. So that's about what the backend of the QED file is. I hope you have now got the sufficient understanding, at least some of the very basic understanding to explain what is QED file. Let's say somebody asks you in the interview question, you can explain that. So that's what I wanted to talk about in this video, and I will meet you in the new video, the new topic. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the total keyword. So the total keyword is helpful in getting the total of all the sales or all the profit in this column. So what it shows is basically for each of these category it will show the entire total. Now the question is why you would require, well, in many cases you would need the percentage contribution of each of this category, right? So you need to divide the actual sales divide by total sales. So in that case you would require the total for each of the category, but it is pretty easy. So first of all, let me go into edit and let me add a new column as it is already selected. I will add a measure, and it will be sum of total, and total is a keyword here, and then sales, right? And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if I click outside and click on done, it has not come. Let me see what has happened there. If I just click it over here, for some reasons it is not showing me. Let me edit again, measure,
and sum of total sales. Yeah. Now, as I can see, it's added over here. Click on done. Yeah. Now you can see the total sales for each of these categories. That's the first thing I wanted to show you. And after that, what we can do is we can say, let me open up this entire expression box. Sum of sales divide by sum of total sales. Click on apply, and with some formatting and everything we can get to know, okay, this is 4.9%, 6.8%, 5.5%, and that's how we can get to know the relative contribution of each of these category. And the good part is that if let's say we want to see it only for order priority 1, then all of these values will change, and accordingly this value will also change, and it will show the total of only the category 1 in this case. So if this is what your requirement is, you will going to use the total keyword. So that's pretty much it I wanted to show you in this video, and I will meet you in the new video, the new topic. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the another keyword. So if you remember from my previous video, I have shown the total keyword, which is absolutely useful in finding the relative contribution for each of the categories, whether it is a sales contribution or a profit contribution of each category, right? And in this video I will show you another keyword, which is all. So instead of total, we will going to use the all. So first of all, let's see what the difference is, and the best way is to add both of these, total and all, and then I'll show you how it differ in terms of functionality. So let me remove this and just say sum of total sales. I will copy this and remove the just unexpand or collapse and add a measure. I will paste the same formula and say all, press tab, and here I will have my all sales. But I can see something is not correct here. Tab, yeah, click done. So now I have sum of total sales, sum of all sales. Right now it is showing the same value. Reason being, we have not done any selection, and as soon as I do the selection, you will see the difference. So if I select 1, now in sum of total sales, that selection what I have made is reflected, and the value have been changed in the sum of total sales. Whereas in sum of all sales, the selection that I have made has not taken it into consideration, or the sum of all sales has not been impacted by any of the selection that we make in the Qlik Sense dashboard. So if your requirement is that you should have the static sales value, that means it should not reflect by the selections that you make, then in that case you will going to use sum of all sales. Whereas if you want that the denominator should take the selection into consideration, then you need to use the total keyword. So that's the basic difference. That's what I mainly wanted to show you. And you already know what's the use of total or all, because in the last video I showed you that they are helpful in conditions like where you want to know the relative contribution of each of these categories, which are here on the right side. There may be other use cases based on your business needs, but it's always good to know the difference between them and when to use which one. So that's pretty much it in this video, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hey guys, welcome back to the new video, and in this video I will show you the way by which you can find the distinct or the unique values. So unique values is kind of a regular requirement that we need to figure it out in many scenarios, like For example, if you are working in a sales dashboard, then how many unique sales that you have done, or if you are working in an orders dashboard or a product dashboard, you always need to figure it out, unique product names, unique product lines that you have. So let's see how you can do that within Qlik Sense. First of all, let's go into edit mode, and before going into edit mode, let me show you order priority. So there is 5 order priority, as you can see, and we will look at the unique and the non-unique order priorities. So for that, I will just take 2 KPIs just to show the difference, and while adding a measure, I'll open up this screen, and first of all I will take the overall order priority. So order priority, and click apply. So 8399, that basically indicates the number of rows that you have for order priority. And after that, let's add a measure. Open up this entire screen, and we will add count of distinct order priority. All right, click apply, and there is 5. And if we go in the front end, there is 5 order priority. So as you can see, this is pretty easy, that you just apply the distinct keyword and you will get the unique values. Now just the one word of caution, use it only when you really need it, because this is very heavy function in terms of computation and takes a lot of resources when you perform it. If you are using a lot of distinct related formulas, then it may happen that the performance of the dashboard is going down. So use it only when it is absolutely needed. And there are a couple of other different ways in which we can find the distinct values within Qlik Sense. Probably in my future videos I will talk about it, which is not that resource intensive and give you the distinct values without having to depend on a lot of computational resources. But for now, this is the keyword for finding the unique values. Pretty straightforward, and that's pretty much it I wanted to talk in this video. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you how you can create the bins or the classes from the measure. So for example, you have the sales field where you have recorded where the database has recorded the amount of sales that has been done, and let's say we want to know that how many sales and what is the sales amount between the sales figure $1 to $1,000, then from $1,001 to $2,000, so on and so forth. This type of analysis is very common and as well as very useful, because it helps us understand in which category most of the sales are coming, and by some experimenting we can actually figure it out what is the ideal size in which customers are buying and how much they are buying. So that's about business, but let's see how we can achieve it within Qlik Sense. So let's click on edit, and over here let me drag a table, and let me add the dimension, which is the categories of those sales. So fx, and here let me add the function, which is class, is what creates the bins or the categories from the measure data. Now let's enter the field name, which is sales, and let's enter the bin size. So in my case I will just put 100 for now, and let's click apply, and over here you can see 0 to 100, 100 to 200, 200 to 300, all of those bin size which have been created. And now if I add the column, no, not the dimension, I will add the measure, and I will add sum of sales, and I will add sum of, not sum, count of sales. So this way I have both the values in front of me, and I can clearly see that in 0 to 100 category of $0 to $100, I have only 76,627, but the count is pretty high, though the value is less. Whereas if you see, surprisingly, $100 to $200, there is a good amount, almost like $190,000 of sales, and the count is also high. And if you come down over here, this is also pretty good thing to know about, that here the count of sales is less, but the amount is pretty high. So it looks like a very profitable category, which $1,000 to $1,100 dollar amount is there. So that's about how you can create it. The next question, which obviously will come, is probably not the right way we are showing it over here. So how we can create more refined category, which is like 0 and then space, or maybe dash and then 100. Well, I will leave that to you to figure it out, how you can change it with the dash and or hyphen. Do some searching. If not, I will show you the next video. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the assignment which I have given you in the last video, where we wanted to change this particular value to something which is dash or hyphen. So I hope you have figured it out, but if not, let's do it here. So click on edit, and here is our feed, the table, and function expression editor, and we will going to use the replace function. And first of all, the text expression, which is class sales 100, and then the expression, which was this, and to the expression, which is this. All right, so in this expression, replace this with this. That's it. Click apply, and now you can see it's very well formatted: 0 to 100, 200, 300, 400, and so on and so forth. So once you click on done over here in the front end, you will find properly formatted values. And that's pretty much about it, how you can replace those values which were coming in between of these two numbers with something which is much more meaningful, or our eyes are used to see. So that's pretty much it in this video, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the if statement. So if statement, if you have done the reporting previously within Microsoft Excel or SQL or anywhere else, you must have encountered the if statement. But if you are coming here for the very first time and don't know if, well, the if helps you take the logical decision based on some condition. For example, we want to show the product subcategory only for those rows where discount is greater than 5%, for example, or profit is greater than $1,000. So in such categories where you want to evaluate a condition first and then show the result, you will use the if statement. Well, for that, let's go into edit, and let's come over here, go to this product category dimension. We can apply it in dimension or in a measure, depends on what the business need is, but here I will show you how you can create a syntax. Well, pretty easy. I will just say if, and now you can see if condition expression. Let's use the same one where discount is greater than 0.05, which is 5%, then show me the product category. Otherwise, you can specify something or leave it blank. So I'm leaving it blank. What it does is it's create a hyphen at the end. I'll show you in the front end, and then you can understand. All right. So here we are only getting those values where the discount is greater than 0.05. That means what is the sum and profit when the discount is more than 5%. Suppose, let's say that was the requirement, so that is what you have applied within the dimension, and your table is filtered based on that. And down there you can see these products, which is products less than 5% of discount, 5% or less than 5% of discount. They have been accumulated over here. So that's about how you can use the if statement, what the condition is. You can use it here in the dimension. If you like, you can use it here in the measure in the same way. Say for example, you want to show the sum of sales only for those products, let's say which are furniture, if that is what your requirement is. So if condition is very useful in those tricky scenarios where you need to evaluate a condition. And now you know how to specify the syntax and get the output. And that's pretty much it I wanted to talk in this video, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. And in this video I will show you some of the very useful but pretty simple functions that you will encounter pretty much on a daily basis in your work. So these are min, max and mode function. So what it does is it basically minimum function, as you would such as expect that it will give you the minimum value, and max will give you the maximum value, and mode basically gives you the most repeated value. So for example, what is our maximum sales, what is our minimum sales, or what is the most frequent customer. So that's something which mode can tell you. So all of these things you can very easily achieve within this. So what I'll do is I will just change this KPI. Here is count of order, so I will just go in and I will say maximum of sales, max sales, and 89.06k is the maximum individual sale which has happened in your company, right? Similarly, if I just go here and change this to minimum sale or sales, which is the right way. So $2.24 is basically the minimum sales amount. So you can see there is a huge variation in how the sales is happening in your company. Now after that, let's look at the mode function. And what we will do for mode function is we will come back to this table and let's try to figure it out for all of these different product categories, what kind of order priority have been most frequently chosen. Alright, so over here I will add a column which is measure, and I will go inside and click here mode order, and I will choose order priority, click apply, and click on done. Alright, so for appliances it's the third order priority, for binders it's the second order priority, bookcases it is third, so on and so forth. And null basically reflects that there is not enough evidence in terms of which order priority have been ordered high, or maybe it's like very similar to each other, or there is no order priority in comparison. So that's about how you can use the min, max and mode. Now what I will do is I will ask you a question that will spark you to do some research and figure it out the answer. Well, the question is that now right now I am having the maximum sales, minimum sales. What if I want to figure it out the second maximum sales, or second minimum sales, or third maximum sales, third minimum sales? That's what it's happened most of the time when you are in a meeting or designing a dashboard. You probably want to be ready for those kind of answers. So figure it out how you can do that, and then I will meet you in the new video with a new topic and tell you about how you can do that if you could not figure it out. Alright, I am back with the new video, and in the previous video I asked you the question how you will figure it out, the second best sale or second minimum sale or third best sale, third minimum sale. Well, I hope you might have done some research and figured it out the answer, and if not, then let's do it here. So for that, let me go into edit mode, and in this edit mode where I have this, alright, maximum sales, and let me go into the expression and come over here. Alright, so over here you see that expression or the field name which we need to give, and then the rank expression. It's basically indicates the one, that means the highest. Well, it's very simple, as you would assume after this, that if I say 2, this will give me the second highest sale. So if I go back and click on apply, this is my second highest sale. If I want third, then I can get it third highest sale, which is 41. And this way, whatever I want to choose, I can get it based on what level of highest sales I want. Similarly, you can do it over here in the minimum sales or in the mode, and figure it out, those variability that you can have or want to have in this dashboard. So that's pretty much in this video, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic.
Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you some of the functions related to the charts which are very helpful in nature. And yeah, so let's go ahead and see the first function. So the first function I want to show you in this video is the above function. So for example, if you have a table like this where you have the data from 2009 Q1, I have the data from 2011 Q3, and let's say we want to understand the difference between Q2 to Q1, Q3 to Q2, so on and so forth, then in that case the above function can be very useful. So first thing is that it is a simple table, which is this. I have used this and I've added just two columns. One is simply the derived column year quarter, which Qlik Sense by default creates, and the second is the sum of sales. Let's add the third column, which is measure. So in the measure, if I first of all simply use the above function, and if I open it up, and as you can see here, above basically picks up some of the keywords like total. I have already explained about them in the previous video, what total is, and then the expression, offset expression, count expression, all that different arguments. So for now we will just enter our simple expression, which is sum of sales. So within the above we have an expression, sum of sales, that's what it needed, and I will click apply. And if you come over here, as you can see, what it gives is basically the value which is prior to the current column. So in Q2 it shows the value of Q1, in Q3 it shows the value of Q2. Now it is up to us what expression we would like. So in now what we can do is we can simply say either sum of sales minus above sum of sales. If I come out, you can now clearly see, if I subtract, I think it is 1.2 million from $886,000, then you will get the negative value, and so on and so forth. The expression is basically calculating the difference from current quarter to previous quarter. So that's one of the regularly used use case. Other can be in head count and all. When you calculate the head count or budgeted expenses and things like that, you will see that you needed this function. So that's about how you can use the above function, the functionalities with the above function. And now I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the below function. So in the previous video I have shown you the above function, which is helpful in picking up the value which is above to the current value. So for example, this value 886,000 is the current value, and prior to that or above to that is 1.26 million. So over here we are having the running difference. If I show you over here, so this basically says that from the current sales value subtract the above sales value. Now similar to this, you have below function. So if I go ahead and add a measure and I simply say below sum of sales and hit a tab, what it gives me, it's the simple below value. So if I click on done and show you in the front end, the value is this. So value which is below to the current cell. So in current cell the value is 1.26 million. Below to this you have 886,000. That's what you get it over here. For 886, the value below to this is 1.03 million. So that's what you get it over here. Now you can think that whatever expression like subtraction, division, whatever you want based on your business needs, you can simply go ahead and execute it like we have done it over here to find the running difference from the current quarter to previous quarter. Now let's go back and let me show you one other thing which I have not shown you in the previous video where we discussed about the above function. Now the simple scenario is that you want the immediate above or below value. In that case, we have simply not specified anything or any other parameter, but let's say I want to go 2 step down or 3 step down and find the value. So for example, for 1.26 million, I want to go 2 step down. So I want to pick this value 1.03. So what I can do is in the below, after the expression, I can simply say 2 and hit it. And now you can see what I get is 103, right? So this way you can make your expression complex or customize it based on what value you need to pick, whether the third below value, fourth below value, whatever you want to pick, you can simply go ahead and specify it. So scenario like this where you have kind of a year-over-year calculation where you want to compare the 2009 Q1 with 2010 Q1 or 2010 Q1 with 2009 Q1, you can simply utilize the above and below function, below function to calculate that. So that's what I wanted to show you, and I will now meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you one other function similar to above and below. You have before function, and let me just add the measure over here and let me show you the error it will throw, and by that error you will be able to understand where to use it. Alright, so not every function can be used everywhere. So before sum of sales, right? This is what we have been doing in the last 2 videos for above and below. And let's click apply, and here we don't get anything. Like I said, it will throw an error because before does not work within this simple table structure. It looks towards the dimension, for example dimension like this, in a horizontal way. So for example, like a pivot structure. So if I go ahead and let me delete this, let me add the pivot over here, add the dimension which is year and quarter, year, and I will add one more which is quarter. Alright, and for measure I will add sum of sales. I'm good. Now over here, this is basically I want it in a column, so can I drag it? Yes. Alright, done. So now the before basically works in a way that in a setting like this. So for before, if it is here, it will basically look at the value over here. That means 1 step back before, or 2 step back. than 2 steps before or 3 steps before. So this is how basically your setting should be, whether a pivot table or a chart like this, where value can go 1 step before, 2 step before, 3 step before, like that. So I will click edit, and over here I will add one more measure, which is simply saying before sum of sales. That's it, and click apply, and let me click done. All right, so for this there is nothing prior to that, so you are not getting anything. But for Q2, what you're getting is this value, right? And so on and so forth. And now it's up to you what kind of expression you want to apply. You want to have a quarter over quarter calculation or something else that is relevant as per your business rule or as per the dimension that you are using. If not this, something else, then you want to apply that kind of a condition, you can go ahead and apply. So that's pretty much it. I wanted to talk in this video about the before function, and I will meet you in the new video, the new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you one of the functions similar to before. You have after. So after works very opposite to before. If you have seen my previous video, we talked about before, which basically goes back to one column back and gives you the value which is prior to the current column, and then you can do manipulation as per your needs, right? So for Q2 we have the value of Q2 as well as Q1 over here. Now with the help of this two values we can do whatever calculations that we want in this column. All right, now similar to this we have after. So if I go ahead and within the measure of this pivot table, if I click on add, go to fx, and within this if I say after, and after sum of sales. All right, so very simple, after sum of sales. And I am not specifying anything else apart from that. That means I want to go only one step after. That means from the current cell I want to go to immediate next cell. Let's say if I want to jump from current cell to second cell or basically the third cell, then I would say 3. So that means in Q1 I will have Q3 value. All right, so for now I will just close this, click apply, and let me show you in the front end what I mean by that. I know it's a bit complex when I explain it here. So if I do this, so if you see, sum of sales is current sale is here, after that sum of sale is here, and this is nothing but Q2, right? Let's say if I wanted to go on Q3 on the right hand side, Q3, I would have just set the second, because this is 1, I want to go to one step. If I have specified 2, it would be Q3. If I have specified 3, that means it would be Q4. So based on that, I can go whatever way I want and get any value on my current cell. If I am Q1, I can get either Q2, Q3, Q4 based on what parameters I am specifying. So that's about how you can apply all of these different changes based on the above, before, after, and below and above function, which we have been discussing in the past few videos, and get the manipulation as per your business rules or business needs. So that's pretty much it I had in this video, and I will meet you in the new video, the new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the function which is very commonly used in most of the business scenario, which is average. Average is something you all the time need it for the calculation of your dimension and according to the measure that you are picking up. For example, what are the average sales across the quarters, or if you compare Q1 2009 to 2010 to 2011, whether the average sale is increasing or decreasing. All those different types of questions is continuously coming in a normal business scenario, apart from the actual function or at the actual value, like sum of sales. That's the actual value for Q1, but what is the average value? So to find the average value, the function that you need to use is the average. So if I go into the function over here and add, let me click, yeah, avg is your function, not the entire average. average is not used, avg is the function here. So average, and then simply sales, right? And click off apply, and this is basically the average sales of Q1. And this is very helpful in terms of understanding across the different product line, across the different customers that you have, based on all the transactions that are happening, what is the average sale. So in 2009 Q1 it is 2250, then 1712, 1829, so on and so forth. And then you can actually go into the maybe reasoning why the average sales is increasing or decreasing or behaving the way it is behaving. So this type of calculation is very much needed, and what I'm doing is I'm just dragging up so that average sale is beside to sum of sale, and you can figure it out with the help of some reasoning what are the way why it is behaving the way it is behaving. So this is about how you can use the average function to find the average value across from the dimension, from the measure that is of your interest. So that's pretty much it. I wanted to talk in this video, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you one other function which is similar to average, but it's a bit different and gives you the exact middle value of your measure that you are using. So for example, what is the exact middle value that sales is having in Q1? So why it is useful? Well, average and median both are similar, as they find the middle value or the average value from the data set. But the basic difference between both of these are that average does consider very high or outliers into the picture. So for example, in 2009 Q1, if you see 2250 is the average value. That means you will have the transaction which can be of $1, $2, $3. It can consider that. Even it will consider the transaction which are of maybe $50,000 or $20,000 or $10,000, which is kind of an outlier if you look at the average. But what median does is it basically sorts your data and then basically count. So if you have 100 values, it will say that 50th value is basically your median value. And that's basically the basic difference, is that median does not consider the actual middle value. I'm sorry, the average does not consider the actual middle value. It considers the outliers and everything, whereas median does not consider outliers but considers only the actual value, kind of vice versa. So how you can apply? Well, it's pretty easy. You can simply go in dimension, measure, keep on specifying. Let me go into the expression editor and say median, and median what? Sales. That's it. Click on apply, and if I go and put it near, now you see there is a huge difference between the median value and the average value, and it is now up to the SME or the subject matter expert of the business by looking in detail of the data and say whether average represents the right number for business to interpret or median. By just looking at these two values, we cannot decide. but we have two different ways to find the middle point or the center point of the data. Now subject matter expert can really help us understand which way we should go, whether median or average. And that's basically I wanted to show you or tell you the difference between the two, and guide you in terms of who will really help us understand whether we should take median or average in scenarios like this. So that's pretty much it I have for you in this video, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video. And in this video, I will talk about the correlation. So correlation is a statistical measure. If you are coming from the statistical background, if you have used the correlation in the past, it basically tells us how the two values or the two measures are correlated. For example, whether sales is correlated with profit or discount is correlated with the profit. That means that if you are giving more discount, whether the profit is increasing or decreasing. That means, is there any relation between those two, right? So let's see this, how we can add the correlation. So here I am in the simple table, which we have been using in a lot of different examples. And I will add a column, which is a measure, and I will go in the expression editor and I will say correl. That's it, correl, and I will say sales profit. Remember, you don't need to use the any expression like sum of sales or sum of profit in this case. That's pretty much it, basic syntax that we are doing, and we are clicking apply. And let me drag it up here, and here we have the correlation. Now let me click on done, and if you see, correlation varies, but it varies anywhere between 40 to 60 mostly, right? And it basically says that there is an average relation between the sales and profit. Why? Because the correlation range ranges from -1 to +1. -1 indicates that perfectly negative correlation. That means if one value is going towards north, then another value is going towards south, right? So that's perfectly negative correlation. Whereas +1 indicates positive correlation. So here all the values are positive, so that indicates that there is a positive correlation. But the positive correlation, if it is near to 1, that means it's absolutely perfect. That means if one value, one sales is going up, the profit is also going up. So for example, 0.73, it shows a very high positive correlation. That means here, based on the sales that we have made, it has impacted a profit a lot. Whereas if you see 0.49, which is like in the middle, which says there is a very average or correlation, that means not a lot of impact which sales is making. So this way you basically interpret the different values and create, using correl, you create the correlation between the two values. Now you can experiment it a lot based on the different measures that you have, and you can apply the dimension, for example, technology, just to look at so here 0.96, see, it's how close to +1 it is, and the value can never go beyond -1 and +1. So it really shows that there is a strong correlation between the sales and profit in the Q2, whereas you can compare the Q2 of previous year and you say no, here in this case there was nothing major going on in that case. So that's about how you can create the correlation between the two measures using the correl function and get some good interpretation out of it. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you how you can figure it out, the count of missing values. So many times when you are doing the data quality or data checking, finding the missing values is very much important. So for example, you may want to figure it out how many order IDs are missing, and because of which a lot of calculation in which orders ID are getting used can be misleading, or they may not give you the right value. So sometimes developers or the analysts create the data quality dashboard, and in that you basically have the functions like functions to identify the missing values. So how you can do this into the Qlik Sense, I will show you in this video. So here we are, and I will just bring the text and image, and over here I will say to find the missing count, I will say missing count. That's the expression you have, and as you can see, it's a long list of values that it can accept, but I will simply provide the field name. So for example, let me give it order ID in this case, and let's see if there is any order ID which is missing. If I click apply, I get 0. So done. 0 is what I'm getting. But if this is what I am getting in my dashboard, it doesn't make a lot of sense, right? Because it should say that count of missing order ID and then 0. So how we can do that? We are here, it's already selected, and if I go into expression editor of this, then I will say within 2 single quotes, and then I will use the ampersand concatenation operator, and I will say count of missing values in order ID is equals to whatever that expression is. Click on done, and now count of missing order ID. So similarly, you can have like 10, 15, 20, whatever, a number of function expressions that you can have, and keep on basically adding the expression. Now just another tip for you I recollected. So here count of missing values, and if I say ampersand chr, so what I'm doing is using the ASCII characters, I am entering the enter over here, chr10, and then I think ampersand, and I would probably now say count of missing values in product based margin PBM is equals to ampersand missing count product based margin. I remember there are some missing values here. So expression is okay, as you can see. If I click apply and go to done, and now you can see they are properly ordered, and looks like I don't remember correctly, there is no missing values over here also, so pretty good. But I think you get the idea how within one expression, within one text box, you can just keep on adding the expression. So if I go back and show you again, this is basically how I have added it using ampersand chr10. If I want, I can simply use another ampersand chr10 ampersand and then another expression, right? So this way you can keep on adding it, create your own data quality dashboard where you are checking the each and every field for their missing count or the missing values. So that's pretty much it for this video, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome to the next video. And in this video, we will start one of the very important topic within Qlik Sense, which is set analysis. Set analysis is, as I said, is one of the very important and frequently used expression that you use it in the front end. That means in the chart. So whatever expression you will write related to set analysis will be there in the front chart or in the KPI. So let's see, first of all, what is the Qlik definition of set analysis. So set analysis offers a way of defining a set or group of data values that is different from normal defined or a normally set defined by the current selection. I know for a beginner this is confusing, so let's break it apart. So first of all, The normal set defined by the current selection. What that means is your default state of the expression. So if you have seen my previous videos, we have used the expressions like sum of sales, sum of profit, and so on and so forth. So those are your normal set. That means whatever selection you will make in the front end after defining those expression, it will accept it. It will not change based on some of the custom set analysis expression that we will be seeing. So now you can easily understand that this is basically normal set defined by current selection, your normal state that we have been doing so far. But set analysis offers a way of defining a set or modifying the way your calculation is specified. Now let's see an example. So set analysis is powerful when making a sort of comparison. So for example, you want to compare the poorly selling products for this year against the last year. Let's say if this is what the difference you are really looking for, you can achieve it with the help of set analysis. Couple of other examples that we can see. For example, your chart should not show the particular product. So for example, you have product for furniture or technology, but you want your chart that it should not display the values for furniture. Well, in that case, you can use the set analysis and modify your expression. Similarly, your chart should not take some filters selection into consideration. So whatever filters that you are using to make the changes into the chart, you want rest of the other charts, let's say 5 charts you have on the front end, you want 4 charts to take the filter selection into consideration, but not just one particular chart, because you want to show the entire picture compared to how you are making a selection and the values that is changing into the chart. If that is what the scenario, you can achieve it with the set analysis. Third is your chart should always contain one particular field value along with the current selection. So what does that mean is, say for example, you have one particular field value which is chairs or or some other product, that you always want that whenever your chart is getting displayed, it should be presented there, and whenever you are making selections on the other products, it should also keep on including that into that chart. So in such scenarios, which is very custom to the business needs, you can achieve it with the set analysis. Now let's see the syntax. So set analysis syntax, let's see the very basic syntax. And here, if you see, so far you have been using sum with sales, but now we have this complex expression. I know it looks really difficult right now because there is a lot of things. There is this curly brackets, so that's where your expression start. This is basically your set modifier, which indicates how you want to treat the selection. Right now we are saying that whatever selection is going on or whatever selection a user will make in the front end, keep accepting that. But we are saying that only show the chart values for year 2009, right? So that's a very simple. So here is this field here, and this is a value, numerical value. And as you can see, if it is a numerical value, you don't have quotes, but if you have a character value, let's say a product like chair or something else, you will have the quote, single quote surrounding this particular value. So here in this expression, you have an identifier, which is this. You have a modifier, which is basically the angular brackets, which specify how you want to modify your expression. And third thing is operator, which is not part of this expression. So something like you want year 2009 and you want to add something over here like plus for making a union, or if you have seen the set theory in your high school. So something like you want to add a plus over here and say some other selection, for example category type furniture. So those operator example we will see it in the future, but that's a way you can further modify your expressions. So that's pretty much all about what set analysis syntax contains, and this is a very basic syntax as we are starting this. But in the future videos we will be seeing the identifiers in very much in detail, the modifiers in very much in detail, and operators as well, and their relevant examples. So stay tuned with me and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the impact of $1 selection. So right now you are seeing the selection difference that I have shown you in the previous video, but let's go into the edit mode and make some changes. So over here I will keep dollar as it is, but over here in the second selection I will say not 1 but $1. And if you remember from the second last video which I shared you, that $1 basically indicates the previous selection, the value of the previous selection. So if I press the tab, you will see 8.56. So if I click on done and first of all remove everything, it will keep showing you whatever I selected previously. So you can see 14.92 and 5.5 is right now. If I say consumer, the 14.92 is gone over here, right? And 3.06, which is the current selection value, is coming over here. So I know initially it will be confusing, but trust me, if you will use it in the in scenarios where you want to capture these kind of selections and want to compare the selections, very helpful. Now if you see 3.06 will move over here if I select something over here. So corporate 8.56, 3.06. 3.06 now reflects the consumer selection. If I uncheck this, you will see 5.5, which is only for corporate, but 8.56 is overall consumer and corporate. So that's about how your $1 really make an impact. Now you can also specify instead of $1 you can say $2. So this will confuse, or this will make it more and more complex based on the advancement we will go. And let's specify the $1 over here. So previous value, second previous value. If I hit tab, you will see like this, and based on whatever selection we will make, and you will see it in the when you will analyze the data, this is going basically 2 step back, this is going 1 step back and giving you the output. So that's what I mainly wanted to show you, the demonstration of how it picks up the previous and second previous value, and how you can really utilize it in the front end with the help of the KPI. But whenever you use chart like this or table where you want to see the difference, you will see it by just making the selection, and it will keep showing you the comparison of what you currently selected, what you previously selected, what you selected 2 step backs, and so on and so forth. So that's pretty much it. I would really recommend you experiment with it with the different charts that we have, and you will see that when the situation will arise in your business to create such a chart, it will provide a lot of value. So a good functionality to keep in mind. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video we will have a practical example of what we discussed in the previous video. So if you have seen my previous video, what we discussed is the identifiers like $1, $1, $_1, and bookmark. So we will see some of the examples based on what we discussed. All right. So what I will going to do is I will just remove this particular table. So let me go into the edit mode. Here I will just select and remove this by pressing the delete button. In the chart I will add the KPI because it will be easy for us to understand with the help of the KPI. Probably I can add a little bit. So if I add a measure I can simply say sum of sales, right, and press tab. So now the sale is 14.92 million, and if I just add a filter over here just to show you the impact, I will add a filter pane over here, and let's expand it over here. In a dimension, let's add customer segment, right? So here we have a sum of sales 14.92, and if you remember from the previous video, it's basically saying either sum of sales or sum of dollar sales. If I press tab, nothing will happen. So this is basically indicating that whatever current selections we will make, it will take those into the consideration. So now let's add the second KPI, and in this case I'm going into expression editor and I'm saying sum, and within the curly brackets I'm specifying 1, and if you remember, it indicates that it will not take any selection that we are making into consideration. So 14.92, 14.92, sum of dollar sales indicating this, sum of $1 sale indicating this. So let's click on done, come into the front end, and now let's make a selection. So if I do a selection on consumer, you will see that sum of dollar sales have taken the selection impact, but sum of $1 sale have not taken the impact. Now you can think that such expression how you can really modify such kind of an expression. For example, if you want to have a KPI which is saying that from 14.92, that means from overall sales reduce 3.06 based on the selection you are making. So if those kind of conditions, suppose you need to achieve, then you can basically make an effort by changing it the set analysis by specifying the identifiers. All right, so that's the first thing I wanted to show you, the impact of the dollar and $1, how it takes an impact. So for example, if I just make one more selection, you will see that nothing really happens. Or if I remove first selection, the change will happen only in case of the dollar sales, but not in case of the the identifier, which basically says that I will not take any selection into the consideration and will not modify the value. So that's about the difference between the practical difference between the dollar and $1 in the practical example. In the next video, I will show you the scenarios of $1 and $_1. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the impact of $1 selection. So right now you are seeing the selection difference that I have shown you in the previous video, but let's go into the edit mode and make some changes. So over here I will keep dollar as it is, but over here in the second selection I will say not $1 but $1. And if you remember from the second last video which I shared you, that $1 basically indicates the previous selection, the value of the previous selection. So if I press the tab, you will see 8.56. So if I click on done, and first of all remove everything, it will keep showing you whatever I selected previously. So you can see 14.92 and 5.5 is right now. If I say consumer, the 14.92 is gone over here, right? And 3.06, which is the current selection value, is coming over here. So I know initially it will be confusing, but trust me, if you will use it in the in scenarios where you want to capture these kind of selections and want to compare the selections, very helpful. Now if you see 3.06 will move over here if I select something over here. So corporate, 8.56, 3.06. 3.06 now reflects the consumer selection. If I uncheck this, you will see 5.5, which is only for corporate, but 8.56 is overall consumer and corporate. So that's about how your $1 really make an impact. Now you can also specify, instead of $1 you can say $2. So this will confuse, or this will make it more and more complex based on the advancement we will go. And let's specify the $1 over here. So previous value, second previous value. If I hit tab, you will see like this, and based on whatever selection we will make, and you will see it in the when you will analyze the data, this is going basically 2 step back, this is going 1 step back and giving you the output. So that's what I mainly wanted to show you, the demonstration of how it picks up the previous and second previous value, and how you can really utilize it in the front end with the help of the KPI. But whenever you use chart like this or table where you want to see the difference, you will see it by just making the selection, and it will keep showing you the comparison of what you currently selected, what you previously selected, what you selected 2 step backs, and so on and so forth. So that's pretty much it. I would really recommend you experiment with it with the different charts that we have, and you will see that when the situation will arise in your business to create such a chart, it will provide a lot of value. So a good functionality to keep in mind. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the impact of forward selection. And if you have already used it and not found out the output and feeling frustrated why it is not giving you the output, I will show you the right way in which you can use it. So right now it is showing you the value that the previous value that it takes with $1 and $2. Let's convert this to a $_1 and $_2, and if you see that nothing is coming, and if I click on done, still nothing is coming. If I'm selecting consumer, nothing is coming, nothing is coming, nothing is coming with any selection. Probably you may have frustrated after that and you have closed it, or if not, and if you are still learning, let's see how it makes an impact. It makes an impact based on how we are moving up, moving forward, or moving back. So right now we are only moving forward in this case, so it has basically recorded all the selections. So if I go 1 step back by clicking over here, step back, you will see 14.92 is basically the first value that it had captured. If I go 2 step back, it says 12.13, probably the first 2 selections that we have made. If I go 1 step more back, you will see 8.56 and 12.13. So what it does is at the very start it will not show you the value, but it will keep on recording the selections that you are taking, and based on when you go back, actually it will keep on showing you the recorded forward selection value, whether the first forward, second forward, and third forward value into your KPI or in the chart. Many times we want to record that as we are moving back and forth into the analysis, and if there is a need that we want to see the forward selections in this kind of a scenario, then we can straight away use the $1, $_2, so on and so forth, based on the needs that we have. Very helpful in scenarios like where you have years. So let's say if you have selected, if first of all you have not selected anything, that entire data is coming, then you selected the current year, that will be your first forward selection. Then you have selected the second last year, that will be your second selection. And if you have a KPI or a chart like this in which you want to show all of the values, where current value, previous to previous value, or forward value, or forward value, then you can basically use the $_1 or $1 that I explained in the previous video. All of those at your disposal based on what analysis you have in hand. So that's what I basically wanted to show you and give you an example where you can use it, and probably here is I found a simple example where we can really connect with that and utilize it. So I really recommend that you go ahead and use it, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you another way in which you can specify the identifier, which is bookmark. So first of all, we will create a bookmark. So to create a bookmark, we need to make some selections based on what analysis we want. So for example, consumer, all these different consumers that we have, or maybe something else like in technology, if we want to do any selections over here. So whatever selection you want to make, first make that selection so that you have the analysis as per your needs. Then come over here in the bookmarks and click on create a bookmark, and let's give it a name as BM01, right? Whatever bookmark that you want to give, you can give it, you can give the description, come outside, and now you have the bookmark available. Well, the beauty is that if you remove everything and you want to come back to that analysis, you will go to bookmark and you will click it over here, and you will have the bookmark. All the selections will be made automatically based on what you saved previously. So that's a very efficient way of saving the analysis based on selections that you have made. Now let's go ahead and see this in action. So I will close this and click on edit, and here I will remove this thing. So this is in a default stage 14.92, and here I will specify the BM01, the bookmark that we created. So this function, this expression, the second expression right now, if you see it is 0, it should show you what selection we made based on the output in terms of sum of sales. So if I click on tab, you will see 12.13 million. So if I click on done, sorry about that. So 14.92 is coming and 12.13 is here based on the bookmark. Now if I want to see whether it is right or not, I will just go ahead and select BM01, and you will see that the bookmark is basically right. So 12.13, this is the bookmark I saved, and this is the value I'm getting. So if this is what your need is, that you want to have the expression based on some other bookmark that you created, you will use it in the identifier, and pretty much you will be done based on the analysis you want to achieve. So that's pretty much it I wanted to show you in this video, and now I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the set operators. So first of all, let's see the set operators. Set operators are basically used to include, exclude, or intersect parts of or whole data set. All operators use sets as operand and returns a set as results. That's the straightforward definition, but all in all, they basically provides us a very easy and efficient way to manage the complex problems. So let's see first of all what are the set operators, and let's see it in action afterwards. So first is the union, and as you would see, it will combine the results of two different expressions that are part of it. Then you have exclusion, as it is pretty straightforward. It will exclude it from the one getting excluded. So that's basically in definition, this binary operation returns a set of records that belongs to the first but not the other of the two set operands. Important part is it returns the complement set. Then you have the intersection, and as the name suggests, it returns the common records. And finally, symmetric difference. In a nutshell, it returns the records that is everything but not common records. So let's see the examples. So first example is, as you would see, 1 minus $, and then sum of sales. It returns the sales for everything excluded by the selection. And if you have followed my previous videos, you would get it very quickly what it is. So I'm not going to explain those again, but if you have not seen that, I would suggest you will see my set identifiers video, which I've already posted, and then see this. Then you have $star BM01. It will return the sale for the intersection between the selection and bookmark 01. Then you have the exclusion operator, which is minus, it returns the sales excluded by selection and bookmark 01. So everything what you select as well as the bookmark, it will exclude those sales. And finally, a different type of example, you will see that first you have the dollar year 2009, and within the one set, and in another set you have all the value but only for country Sweden. So it returns the sale for 2009 associated with the current selection as dollar is present over there, and then add the full data set of data associated with the country Sweden across all years. So as you can see, I have shown you over here the different examples and a complex example at the end, but you would notice that in most of the scenarios that you will create a dashboard or a report for, you will use the last expression a lot, because most of the times you need to combine multiple dimensions and find out the final answer. So that's about what set operators are and some of the examples. And in the next video I will show you, next couple of videos I will show you the different set operators and how to achieve the desired output. So that's pretty much it, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will explain what we discussed in the previous video, which is the explanation of set operators. So if you remember, in the previous video I talked about the plus, minus, intersection and the symmetric difference set operators, which are which you can use for achieving the complex scenarios or the complex business rules that that is like everyday's reality. Okay, so how we can do that? Let's first of all go into the edit, and we will use this sum of sales for keeping the explanation simple, as we are just starting. And one of the very first thing that we discussed is the 1 minus dollar and then your field name, which is sales. So what it was is basically 1, if you remember from my previous videos, it means the entire data set, minus dollar, that means the current selection. So let's go ahead and come over here in the expression editor and open the curly brackets, and in that write 1 minus dollar, and now see it in action. Click apply. Right now 0, because dollar indicates the current selection, and if nothing is selected that means the entire selection, and 1 indicates the entire data. So 1 minus, right now dollar, it basically indicates 1, the entire data. So let's click on done for now, and if you see, if we select anything, the value will change. So for example, furniture, that means from the entire data the furniture have been excluded, and what it represents, the value for office supplies and technology in this case. And if I just select technology, then 3.75 million is basically the office supplies. So similarly, if you have more filters like this, and if you want to achieve this kind of an outcome where you want to exclude the selections that you are making from the entire data, then you can use 1 minus dollar like this, which I have used it over here. So it's very tricky, and sometimes it has been used along with the value which is showing the value related to the selection, and then what is not related to the selection, if you want to show, we can always utilize this kind of an operation which is related to the set operators. Now, as an assignment, if you have followed my previous video, we have created a bookmark, and in the previous video I have shown you that how you can use the intersection, which is a star operator, and then basically get the common records between the bookmark value in the and the current selection value. And yeah, you can take it as a homework for yourself and do an experiment with that, and that will help you learn the set operators. So that's pretty much it I have for you in this video, and in the next video I will extend my conversation to show you a little bit more about the set operators. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the bookmark option, an assignment which I gave it to you in the last video. So if you were able to do it by creating some bookmark, okay, and if you have not, then let me explain it to you in this video. So if you remember from one of my previous videos that bookmark is very helpful in saving the analysis. So for example, over here we have the furniture that we have selected, and let's say we want to keep it as a selection so that we don't have to go it again and again here and do the selection. So what I'll do is come over here in the bookmark section, create a new bookmark, and I will say BM, which is bookmark and underscore furniture, right? In description, whatever description I want to write, so for example, furniture related information, and just click outside, and here I have my BM underscore furniture bookmark created for me, which I can always select. So for example, if I just remove this, come over here, select this, whatever selection I have saved will be selected in the front end. All right, so with that, what I'll do is go into the edit and click it over here, and this is the expression that we edited in the last video. So what I'll do is go into the expression editor, and I will say BM underscore furniture star, which is asterisk, and click apply. And right now you can see 5.18 million. So that means the furniture related records that you are basically getting over here. And what I'll do is I will just create another filter for this example, and that will be shipping mode, ship mode, yeah. And what it says basically a ship mode of delivery truck, express air, or regular air. So what we are basically trying to do is we are trying to figure it out that from the furniture selection that is in the bookmark, if we select delivery truck, then what is the value? If we are selecting express air, then what is the value? So on and so forth. So hope you got the idea. So if I'm clicking on done over here, I can remove this, right? So for now it is 5.18 million. Even if I have not selected this, you can clearly see that it is indicating what we have bookmarked it. So now if I just go ahead and do the selection on delivery truck, it says that 4.15 million out of some 5 million. So that's the number you get as an intersection. And if I select express air and remove the delivery truck, just 159k. And if I select regular air and strict that, then 863. So what we can basically make it out that in case of furniture, maximum deliveries are happening through the delivery truck, followed by regular air, and then finally the express air. So in scenarios like this, where you want your you want to combine two different filters like this. So for example, we had the furniture already in the bookmarked, and the second filter is ship mode, and we are just trying to figure out the common records. Then this is how you can basically achieve it. So very tricky and very useful, but only caution that you need to make sure you have that you have given a proper education to your user. Otherwise they will be confused that first of all, why the number is low, overall number is low, 5.18 million, and then how the number is basically getting impacted based on the selection that you are making. So always a very important part is user education in such trivia or tricky scenarios. So that's pretty much it I have for you in this video, and I will meet you in the new video, the new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video we will look at another way of achieving the output that we had achieved in the previous video. So in the previous video, if you remember, we used the bookmark, which is the furniture bookmark. If I just select it over here, the value will be still 5.18 over here. So what it has is basically the bookmark we had used along with the delivery truck. So if this is something you want to use as a backend and not as a bookmark, then what you can do is go into the edit and come over here 5.18. So over here, if you see the expression, it's saying bm underscore furniture. That means it is taking the furniture selection, the value of this furniture selection as a default selection, and then making an intersection, or in another way, finding the common records from whatever we are selecting, which is indicated by this $sign. So if we select furniture is anyway default selected, and if we select delivery truck, so it will give us only common record between furniture and delivery truck. Or if we are selecting regular air, then it will give the furniture and regular air records. Now this is based on what we are selecting in the front end, but let's say if we want to present it to user without they are making a selection or as a predefined requirement, then we can basically use the set operators. And this will be little complex or advanced maybe for you, because what I have not showed you is the set modifier. So bear with me for a moment. So I'm just removing everything, and this is basically a set modifier, and I will explain more about them in the next video. So what I can do, I can put a $sign prior to that, which is basically saying that whatever selection I'm making in the front end, consider that also, along with the condition that I'm specifying. So first of all, I need to mention the product category as in the bracket within the quotes as furniture, right? Because that's what the bookmark was saying. And then I can use the operator over here like $sign, which is indicating that include that, or I can use star, which is an intersection, and after that I can put a $, and indicate that ship mode, let me select that, ship mode is equals to your express air, right? So a very simple condition which is specifying that give me the sales of only those values which are where product category is furniture and ship mode is express air, right? And if I click apply and click on done, you see that 159.8K is the value that we are getting. So over here we can verify also. So 14.92 million is the sum of sales if I select furniture, and if I select express air, you see 159.7K or 159.8K is the output. So whatever we are getting from the set analysis over here is getting verified based on the selection that we have made. So that's an alternative thing I wanted to show you, that how you can predefine all of your selection if you don't want it dynamic. Let's say you are creating furniture related dashboard and you are showing the KPIs based on the shipping mode of furniture, then in that case this will be very, very useful. So that's about how you can further use the set operators like this, which is a star or plus, and make your calculations as complex as you want based on your business rules. So that's pretty much it I have for you in this video, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will talk about the set modifiers. So set modifiers are used to make addition or changes to a selection, and modifiers begin and end with the angle brackets. So let's see the examples. So here, if you see over here, you have order date is equals to delivery date within the angle brackets, right? So this is the ending bracket, this is the starting bracket, and within that we are modifying the calculation to basically ask how many orders are there which have been delivered on the same date on which it has been ordered. So that's the explanation written over here. Let's see another example. So here we are saying that give us the sale only for the region US and disregard all the selection by as we have passed on the identifier 1. Similarly, over here we are saying that give us the sales for the current selection but disregard the selection into the region. That means whatever selection you will make in the region will not be considered. Let's see another example. So this example is same as above. The only difference is that $sign has not is not present here, which is basically indicating that it is a default option. If you specify okay, if you don't specify, then also the current selections will be considered. And in this next example, a bit of an advance where we are saying within the modifiers that we want the sale for year 2000 and for any region which is starting with U. So that's a wild card we have presented. And if you see, it is doing a bit of a search, and that search string is present in the double quotes, the U star. So this will give you all the values for year 2000 and the region which is starting with U, as well as whatever current selection that you will make. So that's the quick explanation about set modifiers and some of the examples. And modifiers are the one which are heavily used within the set analysis within the Qlik Sense applications for the production of the analysis. And in the next video I will talk about some of the examples that we have discussed here into the practical scenario. So that's pretty much it for now, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the demonstration of set identifiers. So let's go into the edit, and sum of sales is the one which we have been using for our example, so let's continue using that. And here I am into the expression for sum of sales, so let me go into the expression editor. And if you observe in the previous video, and I mentioned also that I am using the set modifier, that means these angle brackets. And apart from that, we use the set modifier, which is a star, and then we used another value which is ship mode express air. Now if we have to write the entire statement with the help of set modifier in just one single set modifier, so what we can do is we can just remove this entire piece, put a comma, and now this angle bracket is having this starting bracket and closing bracket. So this is basically similar to what we had done earlier, but now the only difference is that we are taking both the categories, both the fields into just one single angle bracket, the modifiers, and using it. So if I click apply, you'll see that there is no change into the numbers, and if I select couple of others, if it impacts, it will going to change, otherwise it will not. So in this case looks like it is not changing, because furniture and probably ship mode, I think it was express air, is kind of exclusive to others, and that's why it is not getting impacted. But that's the thing we need to keep in mind about how our expressions are behaving, because initially it may look like it is not going as per your expectation, but in the back end you need to really make sure that whatever you want to achieve, you are specifying it like that. If not, then definitely you have to modify it either by using identifier, the modifier, or with the set operators to get the desired operation. So apart from that, one other thing that we saw earlier is the comparison of two fields. So like if I remove this entire piece and basically say that order date is equals to ship date, then only for those items which have been delivered on the same day, what is the sales amount? So if I click apply and it says 0, that means there is no single order which have been shipped on the same day on which it has been ordered. So that's how you can basically play around with the fields, the set analysis, and get the desired output. So one other interesting thing that you can apply and brainstorm around is how you can say those sales orders which are within the 5 days of which have been shipped within the 5 days of orders, things like that. And then it opens a lot of different possibilities that you can achieve with the help of the set analysis, set operators, or set identifiers and modifiers. So pretty much I have given you everything. There are a few other things which are still remaining, like 1 or 2 things which I will show you in the next couple of videos, but till then, stay tuned. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I want to show you a couple of more interesting things related to the set analysis that you can perform with the help of previously explained concepts. Alright, so I will play around with this sum of sales so that we can continue our journey with this expression. So what I'll do is I will just remove this from the modifiers. These are set modifiers, as you remember from my previous video, and what I will do is simply say ship mode. Alright, it is not coming. Ship, if I go down, press tab, ship mode, and now if you remember, I was just specifying only the one value at a time, but there is no restriction. So you should be fine if you are specifying 2 values. For example, in single quotes, regular air and express air. So if you have just observed that I had used the double quotes but then changed it to single quotes. Why? Because when we have to do some sort of a searching, which I will show you in a couple of minutes, when you have to do searching, you use the double quotes, but when you have to use the exact string like this, regular air or express air, you use the single quotes. Alright. So now it will show me the sales only related to those orders which have been shipped with the regular air or express air. So apply, and the value is 8.69 million. Put next. Now what I want is, I do not want to take the ship mode selection into the consideration. So for example, if I have in the front end the ship mode selection, but for some specific reason of a specific report I don't want, or for any particular chart I don't want ship mode to impact it. Apply, done. So if I just go and click on ship mode, if you see, nothing is changing over here, right? Whatever I will do over here in the ship mode for this particular calculation, it will not change, whereas everything else will change if you observe, right? So this will not change, and this is not changing because we are specifying nothing. Ship mode equals to, and I have just left it like this. So if this is what you need, that you want to eliminate the impact of a particular filter from the from a particular chart, then you can just go into its expression and specify like this. The third thing I will show you is the use of wildcard character, for example star. So let's say I want to have the ship mode of everything that is ending with air. So I will say in double quotes star air. That means regular air, express air, or if there is anything else. This is very helpful in those scenarios like products information. You have hundreds of different products, and suppose some product is starting from furniture or having a particular type, like starting with the letter A or ending with some particular letter. So you can always use this, and I will talk a little bit more about wildcard characters in a different video, but I just wanted to show you in this video about how you can even specify like this and do the wildcard search. So right now it has given me 0, which is a bit strange. So let me quickly search this. Ship mode is equals to air star. Alright, so yeah, one quick thing. So here we are doing a searching, right, with the help of a wildcard, and I mentioned that for our searching you have to specify double quotes. So by mistake I specified only the single quote, which is for the exact string. So if I click apply now, and now I get 8.69 million. Absolute. So this is you can see that sometimes when it is not giving you the result as per expectation, you have to just brainstorm around what you have done incorrectly. So a good that it has come up, because that's a common mistake that even everybody keeps making even if they're experienced enough. So these are few of the things I wanted to show you in this video, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you some of the examples related to the searches. So if you remember from our previous video, let me see by going into the edit and whether I have put it here. No. So what I have used in one of the previous video is the star as a wildcard operator. So for example, over here, if I remove this p function, which I showed it in the previous video, and just remove this as well, and within the curly brackets I would say anything that is having star air. Star basically indicates that any word prior to air. So that means express air or regular air. So that was in ship mode. So let me change the category to ship mode. Otherwise the value will not come. Hold on. Get some wrong selection. Ship mode. All right. So anything that is ending with air, give me the sales for that. So if I click apply, and you see that 8.69 for express air and regular air. And if you have particular fixed word, one single fixed word or two single fixed word, so for example some sort of a short form or some category that you want to fix, say for example the first three letters, question mark, use the question mark for one single letter, question, space, and anything like delivery, for example air delivery, or any three letters which is coming prior to this delivery and space, it will gonna pick it up. So if you want to handle multiple characters, use star that I told, and if you have a specific characters at the end, at the medium, at the middle, or at the end, then you can use this question mark in that case. So both of them are at our disposal to use it and making the right number out. So that's one thing. Another thing is about searching by numerical category. So things like getting the sales only for those orders where order value is basically greater than 1,000. That means sales is more than $1,000. So what we can do is we can simply specify the sales, and then over here I need, within the double quotes, I need to say greater than 1,000. So wherever the value of sales is greater than 1,000, it will give me the output. So if I click apply, and 13.34 millions is basically the sum of sales for those orders which were having the sales value greater than 1,000. And similarly, if you are interested in getting 10,000, you can just specify 10,000, click apply, and see that 4.83 million is the total order value for all those orders which were of 10,000 or more. So, or if you want to include 10,000, you can simply specify equals to, greater than equals to $10,000, and you will get a similar value around the same. And if you are interested in further complicating it, where you want to say that you want greater than equals to 10,000 but less than equals to 50,000, that's how you can specify it. Click apply, and you see that number is changing from 4.8 to 4.74. So couple of different ways by which you can specify. I know once we go into the development, the things become more and more complex, but this is just some of the gist I wanted to give you about the searching in the set analysis, about what are the different things that you can do. and achieve it based on your complexity of solution or the business rule. So that's pretty much it I have for you in this video, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video. And in this video, I will show you some of the examples related to the searches. So if you remember from our previous video, let me see by going into the edit and whether I have put it here. No. So what I have used in one of the previous video is the star as a wildcard operator. So for example, over here, if I remove this p function, which I showed it in the previous video, and just remove this as well, and within the curly brackets I would say anything that is having star air. Star basically indicates that any word prior to air, so that means express air or regular air. So that was in ship mode, so let me change the category to ship mode, otherwise the value will not come. Hold on, it's some wrong selection. Shape mode. All right, so anything that is ending with air, give me the sales for that. So if I click apply, and you see that 8.69 for express air and regular air. And if you have particular fixed word, one single fixed word or two single fixed word, so for example, some sort of a short form or some category that you want to fix, say for example the first three letters, question mark, use the question mark for one single letter, question, space, and anything like delivery, for example air delivery, or any three letters which is coming prior to this delivery and space, it will gonna pick it up. So if you want to handle multiple characters, use star that I told, and if you have a specific characters at the end, at the medium, at the middle, or at the end, then you can use this question mark in that case. So both of them are at our disposal to use it and making the right number out. So that's one thing. Another thing is about searching by numerical category. So things like getting the sales only for those orders where order value is basically greater than 1,000. That means sales is more than $1,000. So what we can do is we can simply specify the sales, and then over here I need, within the double quotes, I need to say greater than 1,000. So wherever the value of sales is greater than 1,000, it will give me the output. So if I click apply, and 13.34 millions is basically the sum of sales for those orders which were having the sales value greater than 1,000. And similarly, if you are interested in getting 10,000, you can just specify 10,000, click apply, and see that 4.83 million is the total order value for all those orders which were of 10,000 or more. So, or if you want to include 10,000, you can simply specify equals to, greater than equals to $10,000, and you will get a similar value around the same thing. And if you are interested in further complicating it, where you want to say that you want greater than equals to 10,000 but less than equals to 50,000, that's how you can specify it. Click apply, and you see that number is changing from 4.8 to 4.74. So couple of different ways by which you can specify. I know once we go into the development, the things become more and more complex, but this is just some of the gist I wanted to give you about the searching in the set analysis, about what are the different things that you can do and achieve it based on your complexity of solution or the business rule. So that's pretty much it I have for you in this video, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the some information of set analysis related to point-in-time reporting. So point-in-time reporting is a very important subject in almost every reporting, where we want to look at what happened last month, last week, last year, year to date, so things like that. And to view that time related information, set analysis can be really handy, as it will provide you a lot of dynamic behavior that you can achieve, and set it once and your report will be automated forever. So one basic example that we will going to look at is the sum of sales for the most current year, which is 2012 in this case. So let's go to edit, and here is the set analysis that we have been using, and what I will write is order date. So if I go to order, I get order year over here, and here I will start writing it within this double quotes, right? And I will use the dollar sign, and within dollar sign I will use the equals to max, and then the same this thing. And once we get this over here, I think by now we should have everything that we need. So let's see the output. Click apply, and we get 0. If I click on done, yeah, nothing changes. Yep, nothing changes. Okay, so there is some issue. Let's resolve it. And so first of all, the way we resolve it is by looking at what is the value that this is giving, right? Because this is a straightforward thing, but here the value that we are getting is something it's getting messed up. So let me click apply, and let me go to text image over here, put a cancel. I want to just add it. Yeah, so here I will add a measure, and within the function I would say max of order and year. So let's see what value we get. So we get 40909. I think this is what not our left hand side value was expecting when we are comparing it with the year. It should be 2011, 12, something. So how we can change it to a year? Well, let's see, it's here, and the same thing then we will apply in the set analysis. So first of all, year, within that date, and within that function, and I will just close this. So I have done it pretty quickly. The reason is I'm a little bit aware about this, but since if you are doing it very first time, so let's see it from the inside. So what it is doing, it is giving us the maximum year information, but it is coming as a plain number. So what we are doing is we are converting that number into a date, and then we are converting that date into a year using the year function. And this is pretty much all. If I just copy this and come over here, go to here and put it over here, Control V. All right, so we have year, date, max, and this. And now if I click apply, I get 3.72 million, which is the order value for 2012. Now if I'm interested in knowing what has been the furniture value in 2012, this is what the value is. Office supply 2.2 million, technology 3.72 million. So this is about a very simple example of how you can do it, the point in time reporting within using the set analysis within the Qlik Sense. And before closing, I will just show you one more thing which you will ask as a next question is, okay, I'm fine with the latest year, but what about the previous year, right? So in that case, we'll go to edit mode, 3.72 million selected. So that's the expression. And from this year, we will just reduce -1. And that's pretty much it. Will be needed to give you the last year expression, last year value. So I have done nothing, but I have gone here where year is ending. As you can see it's highlighted in orange, and I am reducing it -1. So 2012 -1 is basically the 2011. That's a simple arithmetic operation which is going on here. And if I click apply, we get 3.44 million. And if I press Ctrl C, it's 3.72. That means that's the most recent year. And if I press Ctrl Y to undo that, then I get the last year. So that's what I was doing, undoing and redoing the expression just to show you the difference. So that's how you can go back whatever level that you want. If you are looking for last 3-year information, last 4-year information, you can simply reduct it, do a reduction from the most current year, and you will get the information handy. So that's pretty much it for this video, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video. And in this video, I will talk about the Qlik Sense variables. So variables, if you are coming from a programming background, you are aware that these are very useful and useful in a perspective that dynamically you can change the value in the program or in the output and see the result as per your needs. So for example, if you are evaluating your product on a different geographical areas based on the different tax rates, so you can keep shifting the tax rate and see how the product will finally come out, as an example. And a couple of other things, like I said, what if analysis is something very useful with the variables, because you have the flexibility that you can change the value of a variable, and that's why the name variable itself, it suggests that it's the movement. But what's the definition within the Qlik Sense? Well, in the Qlik Sense, it is a named entity that contains a single value, right? Now you can assign a fixed value or an expression to the Qlik Sense variable, right? So you have two ways. Either there will be a fixed value, like for example, you have given a name or a fixed value, for example, numerical value to it, or an expression like sum of sales, average sales, or a big expression like set analysis that we had discussed in the previous videos, where it contains a lot of information about how you want to create an expression within the visualization. And the benefit of a variable containing an expression is that, suppose one expression like sum of sales, or a complex expression like sum of a particular country, sales of a particular country or a particular product, is used 15 different places, right? And tomorrow, let's say if that product is continued and a new product need to be inserted, then if you have that expression within the variable, then you just have to change one variable. And everywhere in the visualization or in the charts, if you have used that variable, your expression will be changed, and you don't have to go through the pain of changing the expression in 15 different visualization. So it's better to have such expression which have been used multiple times in the visualization. You store it in the variable, so that whenever tomorrow it is changing, you just change it at one place, and 15, 20 or 50 different places wherever the expression have been used, it will be changed automatically. So that's a very, very important use case, and we use it all the time for scenarios like this to make the maintenance of the application very easy. All right, let's move ahead. Now there are two places where you can define the variable. One is the script editor and second is the sheet editor. So let's go in and see it. So over here I have this application, and let's go into the sheet editor. I am into the edit mode, and if you see, this is a variable window, and in the variable I have some variables. Either these are some predefined or one which was created by me. So if I need to create one, I will just click on create new. I need to provide the name of the variable. So name of the variable I will suggest in two ways. The way I have learned it is v, which basically reflects a variable which contains a static value. V maybe factor name, something like this, is equals to 2.5. Suppose some factor that you want to apply to an expression in a form of a what if analysis, right? Or maybe like product name is equals to furniture, something like that, right? So we basically used for a variable name which contains a static value, and suppose your variable contains an expression value, then I suggest that you start with E and then say furniture sales is equals to sum of and within that expression you can specify, okay, like a set analysis, for example, product category is equals to, you know, that we discussed this in the previous video how to do that. So if you are finding it a little bit uneasy with this, I would suggest that watch my previous video of set analysis. So what we are basically saying that this contains the product category furniture sales, and now I can use in 10, 15, 20 different places wherever I need to use this expression. So these are the two ways in which you can specify. So if you recall, this is prefixed with E, indicates that it is an expression. So suppose once you are in a long way down to your developing the product or the visualizations or charts, and you have used 15 or 100 different expression, having them prefixed with E will help you understand that this is an expression, right? This variable contains an expression, and you can just simply go in there. And if it is prefixed with V, then you can see, you can understand that it is some static value. All right. So those kind of things makes our maintenance of the variable a bit easy as compared to simply saying furniture sales. Now we don't know what's really going on, whether it is a static value or the expression. If I prefix with E here in this case, then I can clearly understand, or prefix with V, and if I specify a static value, I can clearly make the difference between the two ones. All right, so that's one way. So for now, I will just not enter it, but here you can specify the name. Here you can specify the definition, you know, that expression I was specifying like a sum of sales or something like that. Here the name will come, V sales, say for example like that, and then some description, any tags from the perspective of searching if you want to search it, or want to you know, identify it later in a program and later in the development in terms if it is too many variables. So for now I will just for the creation I will just click outside and it will create a new variable like this, and if I want to further make any changes, I will just go ahead and click on this pencil icon. If I want to delete, I can go ahead and delete it and click OK. So now that is deleted. All right, now let me go into the expression editor and show you there, sorry, the data load editor, and data load editor will show us the main screen, and you see that some of these variables have been defined with set. So this is what I have not covered. I will cover in the next line. Like there are two ways by which you can define the variable. One is set, another one is let. What is the difference? Well, set is used when you need to define a static value, and that is specific to your data load editor, not in the sheet editor which I showed you just now. So here if you see, we have clearly specified set, and it's a static value that we are specifying in each of this case. And you need to use let v today, which is variable today is equals to num today. Use let when you need to define a variable or the expression. So for example, let e sales is equals to sum of sales, something like that. But always remember that this field, this should be used only after you have specified the table, otherwise it will return an error. Because say for example, if I go in this section where I have this orders table and here it has the sales, the logic is that your data should be loaded first before you can use any of this field, right? So something like let e sales is equals to sum of sales. Now you see it is readily available for us. So this way I can go ahead and use it, and I need to specify the semicolon just to make sure that I'm not giving any error to the program. So once I'm done, I will hit save and I will load the data, and this variable will be present for me in the front end, which I can go ahead and use it and make the changes as I need. Right, so if there is anything else, no, that's pretty much it for this video. And this is very important and very important subject and very important topic in terms of doing an efficient programming. There are always a question about how we should create an efficient program, how we should create an efficient applications. Always remember, variable will give you a way in which you can create an efficient application, and once you really understand the impact of a variable, you can create wonders and you can really amaze your audience the way in which you can do the things. So we will see a couple of different things related to the variables in the upcoming video, so stay tuned with me on this variable topic and we will going to learn a lot. So that's pretty much it for this video, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic.